So when you hear the name Sekiro, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably one word, right? Difficult. And yeah, the game is brutal. But what if I told you that beneath all that challenge lies one of the most thoughtful, philosophical stories in all of gaming? Today, we're going to put the boss guides away and really dig into the heart of Sekiro's story. A story that, believe it or not, isn't really about winning at all. And this quote, "This is it. This is the key to unlocking the whole game. Forget everything you think you know about a typical hero's journey, because this ain't it. Sekiro is not some power fantasy where you end up as an all-powerful champion. No, it's a somber story. It's about letting go, about how things end, and the deep, quiet tragedy of having to say goodbye. Once you get that, the whole game just clicks into place in a new way." All right, Section 1, the price of loyalty. And the subtitle here really gets at the core of it. When does duty become a cage? See, to really get this whole story of farewell thing, we've got to start with our main guy, the shinobi we know as Wolf. And his entire world, his whole conflict, revolves around one single idea: loyalty. His life's purpose is to protect his young lord Kuro. But the game is always poking at that idea, asking, what's the real price you pay for that kind of duty? And the way the story explores this is just brilliant. It basically pits Sekiro's two father figures against each other. So on one side, you've got Al. This is his adoptive father, and he twists the shinobi's iron code into a weapon. For him, loyalty is just blind, absolute obedience. Really, it's just a tool for his own selfish ambition. But then, on the other side, you've got Kuro, the young lord Sekiro is supposed to be obeying without question. And Kuro asks for the complete opposite. He literally begs Sekiro to think for himself, to make his own moral choice, even if that means breaking his code. So this whole conflict just throws this massive question right in your face. Not just Sekiro's, but ours as the player. Is obedience a virtue, or is it just an excuse? A way to avoid having to make those gut-wrenching moral calls yourself. And trust me, the game is not about to give you a simple, clean answer. And the toll this duty takes on him, man, it's staggering. This is not a path of glory. It's a path of self-erasure. I mean, think about it. He loses his arm, his whole identity gets wiped away. He's not even a person anymore, just a wolf, a shinobi, a tool. And if you go down the path of the Shura ending, he can lose his very self, his soul, and become this mindless killing demon. This is not a story about a hero. It's a straight-up tragedy. Okay, next up, the curse of eternal life. Subtitle, Why Immortality is the Ultimate Sickness. And this is where that deep personal struggle we've been talking about connects to the game's biggest philosophical idea, the curse of immortality, because that's the power Kuro has, and it's the one thing that everyone in this world is desperately fighting to control. And the game has this absolutely brilliant way of showing you the cost of this power through a gameplay mechanic called Dragon Rot. It's genius. Every single time you die and resurrect, the world literally gets sicker. A plague starts to spread, and it weakens the very characters you interact with. So in this world, immortality isn't some amazing gift. It's an unnatural disease. It's a plague that just causes everything to stagnate and decay. I mean, just think about how radical that is compared to most other games. Usually, immortality is the ultimate power-up, right? It's the grand prize, but Sekiro just completely flips that idea on its head. Here, living forever is a corrupting force. It's a source of endless suffering. It's something you're trying to get rid of, not something you're trying to achieve.
But there's a counter-argument to this whole curse, and it comes from, honestly, one of the greatest characters in the game, Ishinoshina. This guy, he totally embraces mortality. He accepts getting old, he accepts defeats, and he accepts his own eventual death. His philosophy is basically the game's core message in a nutshell. Life only has meaning because it ends.
All right, Section 3, Story Through Gameplay. Subtitle, How You Feel the Narrative with Every Press of a Button. And this, for me, is what makes Sekiro's story so incredibly powerful. It doesn't just sit you down and tell you all this stuff in a cutscene. No, it makes you feel it through the gameplay itself. The entire story is baked right into the mechanics of playing the game. Just look at the combat system, for example. You can't just dodge and roll away from everything. The game forces you to stand your ground, to parry, to meet your enemy's blade head on. That's a direct metaphor for confronting a hostile idea, not running from it. And remember Dragon Rot? Every time you resurrect, you feel the guilt of that plague spreading. And the boss fights? Man, there's so much more than just skill checks. They're basically violent, bloody debates between characters whose worldviews can never, ever coexist. And this is why the game is so famously difficult. The struggle isn't bad design. The struggle is the entire point. You're not supposed to just watch Sekiro's journey from a distance. You're meant to live it. All that frustration you feel, the perseverance it takes to finally win, that moment of understanding you get when you finally beat a boss, that is the story. You are feeling the crushing weight of his impossible duty with every single death and every single retry. Okay, our final section, what we owe the past. Subtitle, saying goodbye to a dying world. And this is where it all comes together. All these big themes we've been talking about, loyalty, mortality, the struggle, they all converge right here. And it all leads back to that very first idea we started with, farewell. But we're not just talking about saying goodbye to immortality, we're talking about saying goodbye to an entire world. Because by the end of this game, you realize there are no winners. Not really. The land of Ashina itself is dying. It's in a terminal decline. Genshiro, the guy who fought so desperately to save it, he dies in failure. Even the legendary hero Ishin can't beat time. He dies too. And what about Sekiro, our hero? He's just left empty. A tool whose job is finally done, with absolutely nothing left. And this is so crucial to understand. That final, epic boss fight against Ishin, it's not a moment of triumph. It's not you finally beating the big bad guy. He isn't a villain you're supposed to vanquish. He is the embodiment of a dying era. That duel is like a final, violent, but incredibly respectful conversation. It's a sad, honorable duty. You're basically performing an execution of a great man and the entire world he stands for, just to make way for whatever comes next. And so, the game leaves us, and leaves you, with this final, haunting question. It's really the ultimate takeaway from this whole story of farewell. What do we owe the old world when it stands in the way of the new? When an era, an idea, or even a person that you cherish is holding back the future, what is your duty to them? How do you say goodbye with honor? Sekiro doesn't give you any easy answers. It just leaves you with the cold, sharp edge of a blade.